Yo, YouTube, what's the word, family? What's the word, family? It's your boy, Moonbound Crypto, signing back with another one. How about the markets, y'all? 10 toes in the building. I hope everyone had a nice weekend. Well, a nice Saturday. Um, we got a lot to talk about. You feel me? I hope everyone. Nah, I mean, get your drinks, get your joints, your blunts, your bowls. Nah, I mean, however you roll. Nah, I mean, move how you move. Like, do your thing, get comfortable. It's going to be a good one, you guys. It's going to be a good one. Before we even get into the news, we're going to stick to the basics and go over the basics. Go look at the stock markets first because we know whatever the stock market is going to do is pretty much what Bitcoin is going to do. But the markets is doing very, very good this weekend, you guys. I think we all should have our bags packed before Monday actually arrive. If I could actually see my watch list. So let's go. What's going on? So everything's doing good. Nvidia is finding a new floor. Microsoft is doing astounding. MicroStrategy is doing astounding. Bitcoin is doing amazing. We got Tesla doing amazing. VanEck doing amazing. BlackRock doing amazing. All these major entities are doing very, very good. We got some red over here. What's going on? Consolidation. Looks like a little bit of consolidation on some parts. I see a large drop in gold. A large drop in gold on the daily, should I say. But that's not a that just seeing a large drop in gold on the daily, that doesn't really give me. Then when I look at the week, I'm still seeing somewhat of a strength, but it's waning. The strength is waning on the week. On the month, it's holding strong. If I see this month start to capitulate, I will actually say I'll actually see some commitment to stocks and the crypto. But it's nice to see somewhat of recovery. Going into Sunday, hopefully we could continue to climb higher on Sunday. Maybe we could continue to trade around. Probably stay in the block trade principle. Not retrace too much, or we can continue just to go up straight, you guys. Um, but from the way the markets is looking, it's looking pretty good because when I look at this gold, when I look at the 5 day, I see it waning, and when I look at the monthly, it's keep like the gold is keep on getting rejected at this $20,000 range. Now when I go to the 3 month, it seemed like it topped out at that $20,000 range, and I'm pretty sure that they're just holding their gold in their because gold is a safe haven, if you will. So I'm pretty sure that they're just holding it. But when I look at these currencies, when I go to another gold before I go to the currencies, so the 3 month is still showing very strong on both of these gold stocks. The 3 month is still showing extreme strength. Like we need to see that capitulate a little bit. 3 months showing strong on the gold. The monthly, coming to a plateau, probably going to capitulate within the next couple of days to the next couple of weeks. You know what I mean? It's looking really, really good, you guys. I'll be locked in. The week is looking weak. It's looking like gold is losing strength on the week, but that would explain the market momentum that we're currently having. So somewhat commitment, but not much. And the reason I say not much is because again on the monthly it's a plateau, and on the 3 month it's showing extreme strength. So we want to see this reverse, if you will. Going to look at the Japanese yen on the 3 month, looking good. On the monthly, came to a plateau, cooling off a little bit. So I guess the Japanese yen is, I guess they're buying their assets. That explains a lot. Let's go to the euro. Let's go to the euro. So the euro is looking good on the 3 month, showing strength on the 3 month, slowing down but still holding its gains. Month coming to a plateau. We see this plateau forming on gold, forming on the euro, forming on the yen. On the weekly, losing strength, but you know, I'm pretty sure that money is going into European stock, US stock, gold, well, probably not gold, but probably could be going to gold as a wedge because on the 5 day of gold, well, on the daily is gold is looking kind of weak, but on the 5 day it's kind of losing strength. But I don't think right now would be a smart time to go into gold as a wedge. We will want to see Bitcoin climb a little bit higher to see this strength in gold pull down, and then that's when you probably take some of your gains, depending on who you are, and put in the gold as a hedge. To probably get that nice pumping that pumping gold, especially since we got these tariffs going on with China, because China doesn't really want to trade with us right now. They still want to play hardball, but hopefully we could come to a decision, come to an agreement between China and the U.S. Hopefully we could all could just get money together. You know what I mean? Looking at the U.S. dollar, the U.S. dollar is looking weak on the month, weak, weak on the 3 month, look weak on the month. On the weekly, we're gaining strength though. That's good. On the weekly, we're gaining strength. On a daily, still looking kind of weak. Like it's about time for it's looking like about time for the Fed to turn on that money printer. Honestly, let me go over to the euro, compared to the dollar. Yeah, so the dollar's looking really weak currently compared to other currencies, world exchanges, but it's looking like we're actually picking up some type of momentum on the weekly. So that's good for the US dollar, but I don't think it's sufficient enough for the Fed to keep on pausing rate cuts or adding cuts. I think they have to cut the rates sooner than later. Sooner than later, you guys. Go check on Russia real quick. So Russia getting money. Russia's so right now I'm not seeing much commitment from Russia to pretty much anything right now compared to the Japanese yen and what was the other one I looked at? The euro. I'm looking at like superpowers. I still ain't pick up China. I mean, Russia's losing a little bit of steam on the month. I guess they, probably grab some Bitcoin, probably some other assets. But Russia's looking surprisingly well, even though they're having, troubles with Ukraine. But considering that the war is most likely going to be over, and considering we're pretty much got the G, the new G8. I'm pretty sure Trump and Putin are talking, just to squash everything with Ukraine, and I'm pretty sure Trump is talking to Ukraine just to calm down. That way, we all could get this money. You feel me? Besides, y'all can fight later. We're in the midst of a bull run. Yeah, everything looking pretty much good. Not much commitment on the gold tip, but I could see certain countries certain countries are doing well, but not much commitment from other countries. I like they're still doing well, but these are safe havens for the countries. So I'm glad that the world is doing well, but you know These things take time. Main thing is to look at gold until we see this, this monthly chart on gold really pull down. We're probably going to be climbing up at the continued rate that we're doing right now. But as long as we're not seeing what we seen a couple weeks ago with mass fear and gold skyrocketing because no one knows where to put their money. All right, let's go to my page. I guess we're already on my page. Look over a couple news articles. So, shout out to Sensei, one of the biggest crypto, one of the biggest runs ever has started. So as you see, if I blow it up a little bit, these are the past runs. This was 2017. This was 2021. And this is 2025. We clearly ain't get our green box yet. We probably just entered our green box, but we have a ways to go, you guys. Like once this market really start picking up steam, and this is going to be curtains pretty much. If you ain't buy the dip, if you can only buy green candles, I feel sorry for you. The best thing that you could do right now is buy before the bull run really commence, because right now the world see 100,000 plus Bitcoin. Right now the world see a $2,000 plus Ethereum. Next stop 3K. Next stop 5K. You know what I mean? Just if you see a red day, do not be afraid to buy. That's all. That's the best thing I could tell you. You know what I mean? You have to buy the red to get ahead, because you're not going to make no money but only buying green candles, unless there's green candles, but for some reason you're still negative. Um, but yeah, shout out to Sensei. Feeling like we're gonna have, we're gonna get a nice 20x. You feel me? So we got Tesla owners, Silicon Valley. Do you want to go to Mars? And you already see how Dogelon Mars is going stupid today. Dogelon Mars is going crazy. I had to share that, John, because they talking about Mars. They talking about us. Shout out to Crypto Rover, again, again with the same chart, the same. It's pretty much there's nowhere to go but up. We bottomed out. We bottomed out. We found our floor. We had mass chaos, mass fear. It's nowhere but to go but up. Of course, there's going to be pullbacks, but you guys, this is the part of the bull run that we all have waited for, that we all worked hard for, that we all, shed tears and blood for. You know what I mean? Long nights, sleepless nights. Like we got this in the bag. You feel me? Just lock in. Because we got to take this joint one day at a time. But we're going to get into the charts later. We're just going to go over a couple more slides. Hopefully I'm not boring y'all too bad, but I hope all y'all doing good. And if you get to this video late and you got your coffee, make sure you hit the like button, man. And if y'all sitting here right now, hit that like button for your boy, man. That way, I could be in the algorithm a little bit better. Shout out to shout out to Crypto Rover again. Whales are buying Ethereum like never before. Send ETH to 10K with haste. Um, so, uh, so the price of Ethereum is the squiggly line, but the inflow are these spikes down here. And so granted, y'all see this, right? But I want to pull it back all the way to 2021. You see how big the blue was in 2021 and how massive of a bull run we had. You see how small they are, how minuscule they are compared to this group of blue spikes over here. You guys, I feel like we're going to get like a 15K Ethereum with blue spikes like this if they're buying Ethereum like that. That's what I'm trying to say. You feel me? I feel like we are really underestimating this bull run. I'm probably underestimating this bull run, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. But 10K with blue bars like that, I feel like it's definitely possible. because they actually know some. Another thing is you see a massive accumulation spike here, even though that this was a bear market. So they knew that this was the bottom. But now we know when to find a bottom by using our compass. For the newcomers, we'll talk about the compass in a second. But y'all, for the OGs, y'all already know what I'm talking about. But yeah. So we have more buys than before the last bull run, and also we know that there's big buys inside the bear market because pretty much it's best to buy the floor in the bear market. That way your price average is only going up from there. But you know what I mean? I feel like that's a win-win situation. But yeah, we're definitely in a legendary. We're setting history. We're probably going to be in the biggest bull run that ever been seen in history. But you know, we got a lot of bears. We got a lot of people that don't believe. We got a lot of people that want to work for the rest of their lives. But you know what I mean? You make your bed, you lie in it. You know what I mean? If you're not at the table, you are on the menu. I repeat, if you're not at the table, you are on the menu. So don't get cooked. um, Shout out to Crypto Rover. Trump says a big week is coming, bullish for the markets. He should have said bullish for the Martians. Donald J. Trump, a potential great day for Russia and Ukraine. think think of the hundreds of thousands of lives that will be saved as the never-ending bloodbath hopefully comes to an end. It will be a whole new and much better world. I will continue to work with both sides and make sure that it happens. The US wants to focus instead of rebuilding in a trade. A big week is coming. Now you guys, look how the market is pumping right now, and Monday ain't even here yet. Imagine once the powers that be see Bitcoin. I know they see Bitcoin. I know they see Ethereum. And now they could get into their assets that's been pumping over the weekend. Remember what we seen earlier. You feel me? We seen they right now they can't, their stuff is pumping and they can't even touch it because the markets don't open until Monday. Wait until they could get some of that money out their stocks and move it over to Bitcoin. It's all going to, it's all one big cycle, you guys. I hope you bought the dip. That's the best thing I could tell you right now. Best thing I could tell you. So now for the creme de la creme, what we all waited for. So we have a Forbes article using our token as the thumbnail. Now, they could have used Ethereum. They could have used OG Bitcoin. They could have used Sui. They could have used what? They could have used any other meme coin. They used ours in Forbes. If you don't know who Forbes is, do your research in Forbes. All right. Forbes is, yo, Forbes is for A-list personnel only, A-list eyes only. If you don't know who Forbes is, you live under a rock. All right. This is why we're going to keep Dogelon Mars clean and attractive to the powers that be because you never know who's looking. Now, um, it was a light article. They didn't talk about Dogelon Mars inside the article, granted. But the fact that we got our face on that type of platform is a win. You know what I mean? It's a win. It pretty much said you know um it's best now to capitalize on the stipulate on the situation of meme coins, of popularity, how fast they move, how fast they could grow. There is risk involved. You feel me? It's nothing's promised, but you feel me? You actually want to get in before the hype gets here, and that's what we're doing right now, you guys. We're getting in before the hype gets here. But yeah, it's nice to see that. Dogelon Mars on Forbes. I had to double check the resource because I thought this was fake.